and that was gunned. Hello everybody, Matt Fryer here and welcome down to Cala Golf Resort. I'm here creating some content to make sure you get better at golf. And today's lesson is all about the driver. So guys, if you are new to the channel, do remember to hit the subscribe button down below so you don't miss out on any future lessons to help you improve your game this year. Also, do check me out on my other social media channels for anything else golf related that you might want to find out. So today's video, like I say, is all about driver, so let's have a look at that. Okay, so the big stick, it's one that we all want to hit well. It's one that if you do hit well, you generally walk off the course quite happy regardless of your score. If you've crushed a few of these bad boys, you always feel a little bit better walking into the bar and bragging to your mates about that drive you hit 300 yards or however far down the centre of the fairway. But we need to understand what we need to do to make that happen. So I'm going to give you some pointers today. We're going to talk about setup, we're going to talk about how we actually need to attack the golf ball, and then we're going to talk about one bonus tip as well at the end that can help you hit better drives also. So let's take a look at that. So if you're watching this video now and you're a slicer, I would imagine there's been a time where you've changed your alignment to try and help get that slice back towards your target. So if I have my fairway here, instead of taking dead aim, what we tend to see is that you're creeping more and more around. You're getting to the point where you can be sometimes aiming 60, 70 yards away from the center of the fairway. So the first thing we need to start to do before we even start changing any technique and setup, what we need to start to see is that we're taking dead aim. So what I've got down here, if you can see, I've got two alignment canes, and great for practicing these, and there's nothing stopping you when you're on the golf course as well as actually just popping your club down before you even tee off, just to see where your body is. Because what we want, and the problem, say if we are a slicer, is the shoulders have a massive effect on the path the club swings on. So if we do have something where we are this way, the club's going to be working from in to out, so you're only compounding that problem you've got. So what I want you to imagine is a train track here, and the ball to target line will be the right side of the train track, and your body alignment is going to be the left side of the train track. Now, as you actually take your setup, if you think of a train going in a straight line, the tracks never cross. They're always running parallel to one another and just going off into the distance with them staying straight. So if we can start to see that we can aim our face at our target down the middle of the fairway, and then we get our feet, our knees, our hips and our shoulders parallel to that, it's going to increase the chances of us actually swinging a little bit more neutral into the back of the golf ball, as opposed to either one way or the other and swinging across the golf ball too much. And also, one of the problems when you do take this alignment where you open your body down to the fairway, you tend to learn to hold the face, so even without you knowing, it affects your release pattern. So how you actually swing, it just compounds you into a big slice. So by getting the face aiming square and the body aiming square, the brain will actually feel a little bit more comfortable to let the club release down towards the target and get the center of the driver looking a little bit more back towards the middle of the fairway. So tip number one, let's make sure before we even do anything, before we get into hitting it, we've got our train tracks and they're running parallel. See that you've created that good setup. Okay, so the setup, we're going to talk about how we're going to stand it, where the ball position is and what the body position wants to look like when we get this good setup to help us hit driver better. Then also you'll probably notice here for the keen-eyed viewer, we've got something else, and that's going to play into what we want to do with a bit of technique. So unlike your iron swing with a driver, we want to be hitting up on the ball. We want to give it an ascending blow as opposed to a descending one. Not a lot of loft on your drivers generally, and you would probably find that a little bit more loft would always help you, as another little side tip. A bit more loft is going to create a tiny bit more backspin, which will keep your driver a little bit straighter. But whatever driver you've got, What we need to see now is something where, as you set up to it, the ball is going to be placed on your lead heel or just off the big toe of your lead foot. It's not going to be in the centre, because I'm going to be coming down and I'm going to be skying it or getting the ground before, and that's not what we want to do. We want to be seeing that we'd actually just pick the ball off the top of the tee peg. So let's make sure, number one, we've got the ball in a good position. Stance width, I'd like to see that my insoles are generally about shoulder width apart, maybe a tiny bit wider. With it being a longer club and a lighter club, we're going to be swinging it quicker, so we need to be able to support the speed that we're going to be creating in this driver swing. So a nice wide platform is going to help us wind up and create that speed that we need. Ball there, and then the final bit I'd like to do, like I say, was trying to get this ball on the up. So what we need to see is that we angle our body correctly. Now, a great way, once you've actually taken your setup, as you can see here, my shoulders are quite neutral. If you just grab your driver and just place it where your sternum is, if you now just tilt the driver head towards your lead leg, it'll just start to just catch it there. Just clips the lead leg, and as I do that now, we can see we've created something where my shoulders are pointing up, and once I address the golf ball now, it looks like I'm in a good position to get this upwards motion on the golf ball. So we've got ball front of stance, wider platform, and then that tilt of the body to help us get up on it. Then what I want you to do, this is where old George comes in. Down at the driving range, if you can start to do this as a bit of a drill, you're going to make some swings even without a golf ball, that you would take all those points into consideration, square set up like the train tracks, ball and everything in the right spot. Then you're going to make some swings where you're trying to swing and just clip the tee, but then get up above the driver head cover out in front of us. We don't want to see that if I had my tee back in here, as I'd hit it, I'd come down and hit into the head cover or whatever you place. Even if you put a couple of golf balls in front of you, that would be okay. Just something that is, if you do catch it, it's not going to cause any damage to yourself or your club. We want to see, with everything that we've done, we're gearing to swinging up over this implement in front of us, so we get that upward attack angle, we get a good strike a bit higher out of the centre of the face and help us crush that driver. Now guys, the bonus tip that I want to add into this, let me just peg this ball up. When I see people trying to launch a driver a little bit more, it results in a lot of swaying and a lot of their arms doing the work. They're trying to thrash it, trying to hit it too hard, and it doesn't really get them a good strike, doesn't get them the distance they want. What we need to do is make sure that we wind up correctly. So what we want to see is something where now, if I just put my club across my shoulders once I've taken my setup, instead of sliding and trying to do it by hitting it with almost a shoulder barge here, we're going to make a really good turn. We're going to see that this club across our shoulders now feels that it's sat just above the trail kneecap. It's going to be sat on there. We've created a really big turn now. So once I've got in, I've wound up and I can then unload myself and use that to create this big drive that I'd want to see. So let's put all that into preparation. So we're going to go square set up like the train track, ball in the right spot, my little bit of tilt. Feel that I'm going to hit up with a big wind up, and I should see that I smash this down the middle of the fairway. And that was gunned. Love that. I always hit it well when I do a driver tip. Right guys, so we've got loads of things in that video for you to take to your driver swing that's gonna help you improve it. I hope you've enjoyed this lesson. If you have, do hit that like button and make sure, like I said earlier, that you do subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future lessons to help you improve your golf. Also, a big thank you to Cala. It's the 30th anniversary, so I'm down here creating some content. Make sure you check out their channel as well for a video series that I've created for them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon with another video.